Hi girls, so okay, my other video was way too long, so now I'm going to make a really short one. I'm just going to cover casting on and basically knitting, and then for those of you who are taught how to cast off, I'll also add that in. So basic cast on, you've got your wool, and you're going to make a loop. Okay, then you're going to grab that piece and pull through. It has to be one of these loops, not a knot, so it's got to be able to fit on your needle. Okay, so what we're going to do is you wrap it around your baby finger, and for the first stitch you go into the back, wrap around with the yarn, pull through and make your loop nice and big. Remember to keep your work right at the top of this needle, and you're going to go in from the bottom and loop it on. Okay, I'll do that once more. So on your first stitch, go into the back, keep things nice and loose, and pull through and hook from the bottom. Okay, now you're going to go in between these two stitches completely. The back, hook it, keep it nice and loose. Okay, so I'm just going to do a few of these. Just remember, most of the time you're actually keeping your left needle quite, well, you don't move it around as much as you move your hand on the right. So it's good to keep your pointer finger and your thumb holding the stitch that you need to work with next, almost apart from the others, but keep your work loose and close to the top so that you don't stretch any stitches. Okay, so I'm just going to do these few. So I've got 6 here. You need to get up to 23. Now your first stitch you just slip off. Okay, you can just see it goes through this one half, and you just literally push your work up as you're pulling the stitch off. Okay, then knitting needle in, and now you are going to knit. So you pull off. Okay, so in to the back, pull off, in to the back and pull off, in and off, and your last stitch I like to go into the back there. Can I just show you? Around, and you just pull it straight off. Sorry, I've split my, here we go. Okay, it keeps things neat on the sides. Then you turn. Remember that your left needle always stays full of stitches, and your right one is always transferring these stitches onto your right. Then slip the first needle in the front, around and off, front, around and off, and so you carry on. And then into the back, around and off. It's as easy as that. Remember to keep adjusting your work. It just makes it look neater. Now, because of time constraints, I'm only doing this tiny little piece. because you just carry on doing that until you make a square. Then what you're going to do is you're going to cast off. Okay, so what you do is you slip the first one as you've been doing, and you knit your second one as you've been doing. But now what you're going to do is you're going to take this needle on the left, you're just going to hook this stitch, and you're just pulling it over the stitch that you've just made, and you release it here. Okay, so this little piece here is your first cast off stitch. So let's do that. So we knit, and you just grab it here. You don't go all the way through to the back. You just grab the stitch, pull it over, and you make sure it's nice and loose. Look how big my loop is. Knit, grab it, and pull it straight over that stitch. And you carry on doing that until you only have one stitch on your needle. Just keep things a little bit tight when you're down to your last two, so it doesn't get all loose there. And you're going to pull this one over, and now you make your, keep these fingers, put your other needle down. These fingers need to hold on here tight to keep the shape, and you pull your loop nice and big. Now usually I would cut this, okay, but I'm not going to cut it now. And you just stick this little piece of thread that you've cut through, which you'll pull through, and it makes a knot. And you pull it, pull it, pull it until it's tight up against your nail. So I'm not going to do that now, but that's how you cast off. So basically you slip and you are knitting the whole way, but you keep pulling the newly knitted, the first one off of your newly knitted stitch until you just have one more stitch. You pinch your fingers here, make this into a loop, and then you pull the tail through and make a knot. Okay guys, thank you.